This story is a true story about a man that fell in love at first sight, but little did he know about what he was actually getting himself involved with. Sit back and relax and enjoy this chilling tale.
Connection established.
Paul was living it up. He just received a recent promotion, you see. And it was Friday night. What do you expect? Time for the pool. Time to find a new girlfriend replacement, so to speak. I mean, Paul had recently broken up from his long-term girlfriend. She left him for another guy with more money, better career prospect. And it was one of those days for Paul. But it wasn't one of those days. Not this time, because he had recently gotten a new promotion. And also, he was feeling lucky, I guess. Shortly after, as a result of consuming way too many beers, Paul went to turn around to find the nearest restroom when he bumped into this gorgeous lady with a piercing stare. I mean, Paul immediately got the butterfly effect. He was feeling dizzy. He couldn't control himself. There was just something about this lady. I mean, Paul was a sucker for a pretty face, but there was just something that captivated me about this gorgeous lady. The lady with the piercing stare had introduced herself as Chelsea. Paul was in love, and he began to try and see if he can rekindle their connection. He offered her a lift home, to which she accepted. This was quite fitting, seeing how there was only an hour left until the nightclub was to close. Things started to get a bit weird. I mean, Paul didn't really know much about this lady. All he knew was he felt something about her that he loved, that he cared about. Cared about? He had just met her. But there was just something about her. There's something about Mary. This case, there's something about Chelsea. Things began to get a bit awkward. Paul would ask her where she lives. She wouldn't reply. She would just sit there silently, staring straight into the distance. Paul asked again and again. Nothing. Silence occupied the space. It was only until Paul insisted again, "Hey, I can't drop you unless you tell me where you live." And then, it was only then that she replied, "You can keep going straight." She wouldn't tell Paul where she lived. Instead, she will just give half-hearted replies. Straight on. Second exit. Turn left. It was awkward. It was weird. When Paul went to ask her something about her personal life, she wouldn't reply. Paul assumed that maybe she took something. Perhaps a pill. Or maybe it was just the influence of the alcohol. But eventually, Paul was commuting to where she had informed him to continue driving. "Stop! You can let me out now," she said. Chelsea, Paul's love, sweet love, had instructed him to abruptly stop his vehicle and let her out. Paul didn't understand what was happening. He was perplexed and dumbfounded. "What? You want me to drop you here? There's no one around. I can't see anything." Chelsea replied, "I must go. I must go now." Paul didn't understand what the hell was going on, but then he thought perhaps she lived round the corner. Perhaps she didn't want her father or someone to see her with him. So he agreed to let her out, fearing for her safety, but nevertheless respecting her decision, her wishes. But Paul wasn't prepared to let her just out of his fingertips. He asked for her number, to which she gave him. As hard as it was to let her leave, Paul wanted to respect her decision and later vowed to try and see her again. Moments after, Paul had managed to safely return home. Although tipsy and not completely 100%, Paul was able to securely arrive home, but still puzzled, fuzzy-minded. He couldn't comprehend what had just happened. Who was this lady that he just met? Why did she want him to drop him off there? I mean, where? It was on Avenue 96, and there was no one in sight. He didn't understand why she wanted to be dropped there. It was not until the following day that Paul realized something. While entering his vehicle to head over to work, he realized that there was a shiny black leather jacket in the back seat. He thought, what the hell was that doing there? But then he realized that it was Chelsea's leather jacket. She had left it there. She had initially tried to enter his vehicle through the back seat. But then he remembered that he told Chelsea that no, she should ride at the front with him. That way, he can glaze at her pretty face. So this gave Paul a motive to call Chelsea again. You see, Paul was an introvert. He was a shy one. He often had to rely on alcohol to break the ice. He often was nervous and timid when it came to women. But this was a chance for him to contact Chelsea, for him to hear her voice again. So he did exactly that. He found her number on his phone and dialed it and waited and waited. The phone answered.
Hello?
Hey, Chelsea. It's Paul. Yeah, Paul from the other night. Yeah. Are you okay? How's everything? Sorry if I sound a bit nervous. Yeah. I hope your day's going well and everything. And yeah, just you wouldn't believe this. I got your jacket. Yeah. I'm just on the way to work, and I saw that you left your jacket at the back seat. So yeah, the fancy leather one. Remember? Yeah. So maybe we can meet. I can I don't know. I don't want to seem too forward, but it's getting a bit chilly nowadays. So maybe you need your jacket. Maybe we can meet up, or maybe go for a coffee, and it will be good to see you again. The voice on the other line replied, "Excuse me? Is this some kind of sick joke?" No, it's me, it's Paul. Remember last night, I offered to take you home? I don't know, we both had a couple of drinks, but yeah, last night I took you home and you gave me directions. You told me to leave you in Avenue 96, just past the bridge, and you don't remember me? Your leather jacket that when you tried to get inside the car, the back seat, you left it here, and I'd like to give it to you, and you don't remember me? The lady uttered, I don't know what your intentions are, but the person who you're referring to, Chelsea, my Chelsea, she was my daughter. She's my daughter. She's dead now. She's been dead for 6 years. And you say you dropped her off Avenue 96, just past the bridge. That's where she died. Paul was horrified. He didn't know what to say. He had a moment of blankness, total blankness. Paul looked like he'd just seen a ghost. But how? How is she dead? How has she been dead for over 6 years? I was just with her last night. It was like the other night. I was there. We were together. She gave me her number. Turns out it was her mother's number. But how? But I have her jacket still. I have her jacket at the backseat of my car. Like, how is this possible? Up until now, this still haunts Paul. Paul is still very much in shock, in horror. He can't fathom how this came to be. It was only just like the other day where he was right in front of the love of his life. Little did he know, the love of his life wasn't actually there in a physical form. But how can you explain the paranormal? Up until now, Paul still is perplexed and troubled by the events that occurred. The story matches. The facts are the facts. The mum confirmed her daughter Chelsea had indeed passed away. Paul confirmed that the spirit form of Chelsea gave him her phone number, but it was the phone number of the mother. But what about the jacket? What happens? How does one proceed with their current life, knowing that they fell in love with a ghost? Or was it a ghost? Or what was it? The facts are the facts, and this is far from fiction.